so I was willing to keep reaching out to him, even though he was really like, you know, barely reaching back. And you know, it was just this thing where then he came back the following weekend, even though he wasn't going to. He called me Thursday night and said, okay, I can come, and it was great. And my friend Sarah helped me clean up and clean out and create space, and we had this magical weekend. It was a full moon, and we went to the river, and then we took a bath outside, and we were massaging each other in front of the fire. We slept outside under the full moon. It was just totally magical. It's all in the book. But then he couldn't wait to leave. You know, I could tell on Sunday. It was like, going to New Zealand, escape, you know, and then he just was like out of communication and didn't call, and it was really hard for me because all my issues came up if I'm not good enough, which is what we talk about in the book. You know, it's like these wounds that come up when you're in a deep relationship are painful. You know, they're the most basic ones, and they don't come up in other situations necessarily, but I was already in, way over my head. And so I just kept listening to my inner guidance, which kept telling me to stay open and just, you know, not get freaked out. And so we went back and forth like that. He came back again in December for 10 days. We had a wonderful time again. Some real ups and downs in that you read about. But then he went back to New Zealand, and again he was disappearing, and I had to reach out. But finally he said, okay, I surrender to loving you. So I get on the airplane to go to New Zealand. You know, I'm like, yahoo, I'm going. And that's a very long way. How many of you have ever been there? I mean, it's a very long way. And I get off the plane after like 24 hours of travel, and he's like, he wouldn't even hug me because he changed his mind again. Yeah. So that was a real low point, you know. But that's when
that was all the name of honesty, by the way.
Right. Well, you know, he is really totally authentic. But I mean, so finally I said, okay, you need to pull the car over and we need to talk. I was too far away to go back because I'd flown from Auckland to Nelson, and we were down the road, and I was like in the middle of nowhere. And you know, I was just like, what do I do? You know, and then I did stunt flying, which you'll see on our website. There's the video of that. But anyway, when we got back to his place, after about a day and a half, I said, look, I have an idea. I'm still here for 19 days. I'm kind of stuck here at this point. I knew he'd been my S trainer. I said, let's create this as an experiment. You know, let's do the 19-day experiment, and you got to agree to be in 100%, because he had been with me, and I knew what that felt like. We'll both be in 100%. At the end of the 19 days, we'll either be together or we won't. But we will have learned so much. And he said, yeah, and I'm going to tell the truth. And I said, fine, so will I. And so that was really where we set up everything we learned that started there. Because we were willing to tell each other the truth. And it's like, it may not work out if I tell you this. It might be the end, you know? And also, so, you know, is there something you want to add to that?
Well, I was just
it's
saying,
very powerful.
By having a 19-day experiment with, by the way, no commitment at the end.
Yeah, he made sure of that.
That was the caveat.
I said, okay, when he said that, I said, okay, only if you agree that we will have a passionate love affair and agree to love each other forever. No matter what happens, we go our separate ways. We're still like, we had a great love affair. We love each other, even if we're not together. He said, okay. So that was our thing.
That was
we're on for the next 19 days. And that's really the heart of the book. It was like a major roller coaster.